Hello, and welcome to Conversations with Linda. I'm Linda. You know I love a good conversation, so let's have one. Now, before we have our conversation, let me give you a dose of good medicine. You know, laughter is good medicine for the soul. A man was at the grave and he was banging on the gravestone, so upset, saying, "Why did you have to go?" Another man walked by and said, "Sir, what's wrong? Was that your wife?" "No, it wasn't." "But why did you have to go?" The man is banging on the gravestone. "Sir, is that your parent?" the other man asked. "No, sir, it's my wife's ex-husband." And he proceeds to bang on the gravestone again. "Why did you have to go?" You get it? It was her husband, her ex-husband. Okay, it was kind of funny though. All right, come on, let's go on and have a good conversation. Well, welcome to our conversation. Listen, I am in Dallas, Texas, just hanging out, and boy, have I had some interesting interviews. Now, today's guest, I'm telling you, I have been really nervous about having this one, but I feel like it's time to just take you all deeper into my life and meet more of my family members. My guest today on Conversations with Linda is my baby brother. Yes, my biological baby brother. We share the same mother and father, and his name is Randy.
Hey.
Welcome to the show, Randy.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are the last of the five. We're the baby two. And he didn't expect for me to be born because you're, 9 years older than I am?
Worst day of my life.
And he treated me like that all my life. I'm still scarred for how he treated me growing up. But we were the last two at home, so we spent a lot of time together. And I know this is a different set that y'all are not used to seeing me on this set. But we're in his home. And
Welcome.
And I wanted you to see how he does it. And one of the things that I didn't know how I was going to tell the people about you. So I decided I would use the title you give yourself. You are a player.
True player.
And
there's a difference. And I will be explaining that to you guys.
Okay.
Between a true player and a player.
Okay, all right. Listen, we all come from somewhere. We don't get a chance to choose our family, right? Randy and I didn't choose each other. But no. God chose to put us together, and it's been wonderful. Randy, really, I'm joking a lot, but a lot of, when I talk about relationships, and I just have I preached a series on relationships.
Yeah.
A lot of it, my three brothers informed my exposure to some of the dysfunctions of men and women. Mm-hmm. And so people think, well, Pastor Linda, you never, those people who know me as pastor, because everybody in our audience does know me as pastor, but those who know me as pastor, they may feel like, oh, you don't know. I was like, no, yeah, I know, because I had three brothers.
She knows. You taught her well.
So, you are such an interesting person. And I just want my viewers to get to know my baby brother.
Well, my name is Randy. I live here in Dallas, Texas. And like I say, this is Linda. She's my youngest sister, but she called me her baby brother. And,
you're the baby boy.
The baby boy, yeah.
And people, I can't make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up that you have lived. And now you are telling. See, it was one thing for you to be my brother. I knew what you were doing, but the world didn't know. And now you are writing books about it. Now,
I said, if there's anything you want to know about me, go to my website. I have a book about it. My life is an open book.
Why an open book now?
Because I feel like, that my stories are helpful, my stories are interesting, and my stories are true.
They're true.
There's nothing made up, you know.
So, like, true player sex for money, that's true.
That's true, yeah.
That you were having sex for money?
Yes, back in my early days, I was.
People were paying you.
Yeah, I wasn't giving away free. People, yeah.
All the women that were calling me, because, you know, the women were trying to be friend me because I was your little sister to get close to you.
And this is a story here. When we were staying together, she was like maybe 12, 13. And we didn't have answer machines back in the day. So this was my answer machine.
I was your secretary.
Yeah, she was that too. So I could pay her $5 a week.
Absolutely.
To take out my messages and stuff. But
I didn't know that they were paying you.
Let me get this here. Let me tell this here. So my girl started connecting, and who is this and who is this? What y'all learning about all this here? I talked to her and found out she was making friends. Trying to pay her additional $5 a week
to not make
friends. I said,
Randy, I was young. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that these women were paying you for sex. Wait a minute. We had a Christian mother.
Yes, we did.
That went to church every Sunday.
Yes, she
you
did.
grew up in church.
I most certainly did, but I did turn 18. And once I turned 18, there I went.
There you went. Okay, so, Mama, I know you are not happy with me putting this out here in the world, but we did at least wait till you go to glory before we start.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, you know, I tell people we grew up, it was 5 of us, our mom got divorced and all of that. And so you found your own way in the world.
I found my own way in the world. And like I say, I did.
Because our daddy was an alcoholic, but he wasn't a player.
He wasn't a player. Yeah, no.
So how did you go down that road?
Well, you know, I always knew that I had something women like. I just didn't know what it was until I got older. And it just, all my friends was married. You know, my young friends were married.
Yeah.
And their wives always tried to get me hooked up.
Okay.
So I really didn't have to go too much looking for no woman because I'm getting introduced to cousins, to friends, to church members. And so it really came easy to me. You know, and as I got older and as my game got stronger, and this was the outcome. I went from this, the true player, to this.
So you went from really just having women, and then you started monetizing it.
Oh yeah. I figured I could make money off of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did. I made money having sex with older women, black and white. And I did.
And you said in your book, crippled, one leg.
Oh, I was an equal opportunity player. I did not discriminate through age.
Let me just stop there.
Okay.
So wait a minute. I just want our viewers to know our mother did not raise us this way.
And they didn't know nothing about this.
No, we did not. We did not.
They found all this out about 5 years ago.
Yeah. The money part, I know you were chasing women, running women, and they were running you.
Yes.
But I did not know you had monetized.
Oh yeah.
And so let's just kind of go down this path of, you know, you're a young man, and we had issues in our family. I said our dad was alcoholic.
Yes, we did.
Do you think that because the trauma of what we went through, as far as now let me say, when I say what we went through, we still came from a decent home.
Yeah.
You know, we went to church. Mom took us to church. My mom didn't even wear pants. You know that.
No.
She was that kind of woman. But do you think you got out there and other men started mentoring you?
Well, my thing, let's go back to what you said. You know, with all the problems our dad had, he was a really good father. You know, we never did without.
Right.
We had the best Christmas and birthdays. You know, I often wonder sometimes what my life would have turned out, how my life would have turned out if things would have been better between him and my mom.
Yeah.
But that's your question. Yeah, that had a big influence on my life because, you know, as a young boy, you seeing your father abuse your mother, but instead of telling you he loves her.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, well, how can you love a person and treat them that way?
Yeah.
You know, so I formed an opinion at a young age that if this is what love make a man do to a woman, I never fall in love.
Wow.
You know, so that was my reasoning. And as I got older, the guys I was messing around with, my friends, my homeboys, my buddies, all these guys were married and had girlfriends on the side. So me growing up, that was a functional way of life to me.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize how dysfunctional that was until I was in my mid to late 40s.
In your 40s.
40s.
You just thought it was...
I just thought...
Because if everybody around you is doing it.
It's doing it. Yeah,
You just, it doesn't even seem...
Yeah, because it doesn't, because, like I say, I go to a friend's house, his kids call me uncle. I go to his girlfriend's house, her kids call me uncle.
Wow.
You know, so it was just one dysfunctional mess that was functional to me. You know what I'm saying? And until I got to a point where I'm saying, well, no, it's got to be better than this here. This can't be what it is all about, you know. So
you've gone from in your 20s, your 30s. That's a long time.
40s.
That's a long time.
Yes, it was. I did a lot of things, you know.
And you had some children along the way.
Yes.
So how did you reconcile that I've got boys now growing up, but this is how, did you love their mothers in any kind of way?
Well, you're talking about me getting these ladies pregnant when we in our teens and 20s.
Okay.
So it was more lust than love.
Yeah.
And on their part too, because they eventually got married, stayed married for 10, 15, 20 years. So it wasn't that we pretty much just loved each other, but we were together. I have 2 different baby moms, they say, 4 kids, 2 by each. Never paid child support. I always took care of my kids. Never paid child support.
Okay.
And we just got along.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I understood what their life was, they understood what my life was, and we just one big happy family.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when you look at this whole lifestyle of just having, you know, many women and all of this, and now you're writing these books about it. Do you think that's where people still are? Is the game still the same?
The game has changed. The game has changed a lot since I was in it. Because now you got things that have been added to the game, like crack, and Cialis, Viagra. See,
okay, you stay in the game longer now.
Yeah. You stay in the game longer now. See, back then, no, only thing a guy had was gin.
Okay.
Now, there's no scientific or medical proof that gin made you do anything, but the older guys swore by it.
Wow.
Yeah, but now you got times now.
So the older guys were telling you, this is how you stay in the game.
Yeah. Get you some gin. See, Jack Daniels have always been my drink of choice for 40 years. But I always kept a pint of gin, just in case.
Okay.
You know.
And as we see, and my mama would see that, Lord have mercy. Jesus have mercy. Y'all see why I got to be saved, because this is where I come from. This is what's in my family tree.
At least one of them got away. One of us got away.
Yeah, one of us. Thank the Lord he saved me. But the older guys were schooling you.
The older guys were schooling us, yeah.
Okay.
And
so how do women go about paying a guy? I mean, how do you even come into that kind of conversation? You know, because when I think about, you know, prostitutes and all that, that's people walking up and down the street. You know, we see that, and we see a guy you know, pull up his car and pay her because he knows that's what she's in. You didn't look like a guy that would be doing sex for money.
No, that wasn't. See, that you got 2 different types of prostitution. You got the escort kind. And see, that's what I was a male escort, gigolo, however you want to call it.
Okay.
I did not go out on the street and pick up women. I had clients that were referred to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I worked for an agency.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I think I just broke out in a sweat.
Yeah.
You work for an agency.
Yeah. And we're talking about the late 80s, 90s. You know, we're talking about 30 years ago. Yeah. See, this thing is not new.
Okay.
See, it's just more out in the open now.
Yeah, okay.
You know, whereas I was getting maybe $200 or $300 to be with a woman. Nowadays, these people are getting $25,000 now.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, but I was exposed to it at a young age.
And people were referring you.
Yes. In one of my books.
Y'all, listen, I can't even get 2 or 3 published. He got, 31 books?
Yeah, I published my own book. I'm self-published now.
Okay, so we got Surviving Baby Mama Drama. Why do men cheat? I want to ask you about that. How to train your man, have him doing what you want him to do. Oh, God, have mercy. How to love. I want to ask you about this. How to love an older woman. That's the shirt you're wearing.
That's the shirt I'm wearing now.
How does a man love an older woman?
Well, first of all, to love any woman, you have to listen to her. You have to listen to her, do what she say, be supportive, and be respectful.
Be respectful. Okay, those are good standard qualities.
Yeah.
Good standard qualities. Why do men cheat?
This is the $65,000 question here. Why do men cheat? Y'all listen, y'all ready for this here? Men cheat because they want to cheat. That's it. That's it.
Not because the woman is doing anything wrong.
It has nothing to do with the woman. It has nothing to do with how she looks, if she can cook clean, her sexual preferences. Has nothing to do with that. Men cheat because men want to cheat.
Wow. There you
have it.
If we had known that, all this
from the guy who wrote the book, and I'm giving it to you free. Didn't charge you for it.
Wow. True player, fake wannabe player, dumb player.
We spoke about this earlier. These are the 3 different types of players.
Okay.
And let me go back to true player.
Y'all see all these books. Jesus, have mercy.
Is the guy that I was back in the day. A true player is always upfront and honest with the women he's dating.
So they know what they're getting.
Yeah. I'll tell you, okay.
You're not promising them marriage.
No. You're not going to be on the one I'm dating. You're not going to be on the one I'm sleeping with. And I leave that choice up to you. Okay. It's your choice to be with me. Now, I never take that choice away from you.
Okay.
Wannabe player is a guy that pretends to be something that he's not, or someone he's not, just to get with a woman. He comes around and say, I got a business and I got a brand new house, and you staying with your mama and you ride the bus.
Gotcha.
Now, dumb player. This is the player that most women are married to or in a relationship with. This guy here, he's always getting busted. Say there's no challenge in catching him not cheating, because you can catch him cheating all the time. He's always got a dumb excuse about why he's cheating. You might say, well, who condoms them in your pocket? I'm holding them for my brother. Now, why do your brother need you to keep his condoms? Don't your brother have a whole house?
No, he's just dumb.
It's just dumb. But this book explains the 3 types of players, how you can tell them, and what you can do to shoot them on the way and get them out your life.
And get you a true player.
If you're going to get a player, get a true player. Get a guy going to be up in front and honest with you. Going to help you. Because it's more to being a true player than just sex. That's good. But like I said, but true players, we help the women we're with. Because we know if we weren't special to you, you wouldn't give your body to us. So a true player, we take it to the next level,
Okay. All right. There you have it. Look, I'm going to take a moment to go to commercial, let you all breathe a minute. I'm going to dry the sweat that's coming off my face, and we're going to come back and have a more conversation with my brother, Randy. All right. Guess what? I have a YouTube channel now. Linda Willis Empowers is my new channel. I would love to have you subscribe, hang out with me on YouTube. Listen, you got to click that little bell, and I'll also give you notification when I'm updating some new stuff. There's some juicy behind the scenes stuff that I know you're going to just love. Remember, Linda Willis Empowers YouTube. All right, you're back. I'm back. Conversations with Linda. I am just hanging out in Dallas, and I want to have a conversation with my brother, Randy. We are biological brother and sister, same mom, same daddy. So yeah, this is in my family tree.
Different direction.
Has informed a lot of things that I've talked about over the years as I preach and teach on relationship. And what I mean is, sometimes people think because you are a preacher's wife or you're a pastor that you don't know what's going on in the street. I knew what was going on in the streets early in life because it was in my family. So a lot of the things that I talk about and deal with in relationship was informed by what I actually saw, So I want to, before we go into, let me go here because you're such an interesting person. There was a point in your life that you went into pimping.
Yes. A true player would try pimping at one time. And I did it. And my pimping career lasted a week.
Okay.
And I actually lost $280.
What happened?
The pimp game, like I say, pimping ain't easy. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. But I had two friends that have been knowing for years. We grew up. And they're third or fourth generation pimps.
Okay.
The fathers, that's all they did was pimp women.
Wow.
And,
third or fourth generation.
And we've been knowing these guys. So we was at my house talking one day. And here I am. I'm a general manager at this large uniform company, making good money.
Okay, because you always kept the.
Yeah.
That's why I said nobody would have known this backstory because you kept a good job, all of that.
Now here I am. I'm on the job paying me $50,000 a year, and these guys are telling me, "Why are you working for chump change?" Chump change, So we got to talk and everything. They said, "Well, won't you try it? I'm quite sure you got a few ladies friends." I said, "Okay, I'll give it a try." But I won't quit my job. I won't quit my job. So to make a long story short, is that I got 3 ladies and got them all set up, to go get out there. And
how do you approach somebody to say, "I want you to work for me selling your"? How does that conversation even take place?
Well, what you don't understand is that a lot of women is down for a lot of things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, there's a different side to every story.
Yeah.
And and people think that these women out there
are being forced to.
Yeah, no. There's 2 kind of pimps. Now, what you just said, being forced to, that's called guerrilla pimping.
Guerrilla pimping.
Yeah, when you just forcing a woman to sell her body.
Okay.
That's what I just like trafficking. Yeah, see, that's what you call guerrilla pimping. But what most brothers out there doing is that, hey, look, they get a lady, they run it down to her just like a true player, and it'll be her decision.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised at how many women would be down for that, for whatever reason.
Okay.
So I go back to my story. I had 3 ladies that was down for the game, so I invested the time, invested the money, so I set them up in a hotel. So I'm going to San Antonio with another woman for the weekend.
Okay.
So I tell them, I said, well, look, they'll be gone for the weekend. When I come back, I want $300 out of each one of y'all. No problem, then we go. Okay, so I leave. I'm down to San Antonio, SeaWorld. Can't have fun thinking about all this money. These women go, I won't have $900 when I get back home.
Okay.
I get back to the motel that evening. Daddy's home. What daddy's money? Everybody got quiet. That's a bad sign, that. So I'm saying, well, what's my money? What's my money? So the one lady, call her later,
thank you,
comes up. She hands me an envelope, $120.
Oh,
and I'm saying, it's 3 of y'all. And that's all I got, $120. Now, I can't say what I said.
No, please don't.
But I'm going to say this, sir. I had to step out the room because this would be a murder. If I don't spend all this money, almost $500, getting these girls ready, put them in a hotel room, and buying them clothes. Because people, there's a lot of expenses. You got that's a lot of. Like I say, pimping is not easy.
Okay, all right.
So I put out all this money, so I'm coming back thinking that I can have $900, recoup some of my money back. And I have got $120 from 3 women.
What did they say?
Well, they was new to the game, just like I was.
Okay.
So I called my friend. He said, well, nah, Randy, just give them time. I said, look, man. I I can't wait a whole week to get me no fresh money.
Okay.
I said, I spend it daily. I need to make my money daily.
Mm-hmm.
So after we had a big laugh and everything, he said, well, are you going to continue? I said, no. I said, pimping is not for me.
Okay.
Because it's too much time and money to be invested in it. And those guys work hard for their money. Those ladies work hard for their money. So that's why there's a difference between what they doing as far as on the streets and what I was doing as far as the escort business. Because my money was referred to me. My cousin always referred to me.
So you can just you trusted yourself because you knew you could produce.
Oh, yeah. People just something that I dabble in, just see if I can do it, you know. And I probably could if I didn't have a job or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I probably stick with it, but I didn't need that.
Yeah.
It was just a pastime.
Okay.
It was something to do.
But you've been into some of it that you
Yes,
lingerie, you sell lingerie.
Yes, still sell lingerie. I sold lingerie for 22 years.
How do you start? What is that? What would make you think I need to sell lingerie? Who just comes up with that idea as a man?
Well, I was helping a friend of mine.
Okay.
Because the contacts I had doing a job I had, I came in contact with a lot of women.
Okay.
So she was selling it.
Uh-huh.
So one day she came to me and said, well, Randy, I'm not going to be able to sell it no more. She said, do you want to take it up? I said, oh, I'm about the lingerie. I just get the order and give it to you. So she said, it's easy. So she walked me through there. And I'm saying, well, wait a minute. With all the women I know, I can make a go at this here. And it started in 2002, selling lingerie, and I've been selling it ever since.
Wow.
The name of my company is Randy's Luscious Lingerie.
Out of my camera.
It's the truth.
I am sweating. Okay. You know this, the family, when they see this, they gonna be, oh my God. So you are how old now?
62 will be 63 next month.
And you've transitioned.
Yes.
Because you don't let women come to your house and stay. What's your saying now that you tell me?
No, we don't do sleepover company.
Don't do sleepover.
No, don't do sleepover.
They got to be gone by what time?
You in by 9, you out by 5.
So 9 in the morning now.
9 in the morning, yeah.
And you out by 5.
Yeah, because daylight savings time, that changes, all that'll change.
Oh, okay. So you adjusted according to daylight savings.
Mm-hmm.
And do these women now know about? Is there a significant other? Are these women knowing about each other?
Well, like I say,
have you retired from the business?
Yes. Like I say, I retired over 20 years ago, but
you retired in your 40s.
Yes.
So when you say retire, what does that mean? Because now, come on now.
Well, what that means is this, sir. You know,
you're not doing it for money.
I'm not doing it for money, and I'm not doing it for sexual satisfaction no more. I just, like I say, when I was out there, I was young, and I just thought that wasn't a woman that I couldn't get.
Okay.
You know, but now that I'm older and I grew up, I'm matured as a man, and it's just different now. I don't have 4 or 5 women that I'm chasing around. Mm-hmm.
The other people you have, they just friends.
No. I have women that I have.
Because you know you messed up and sent a text out, and it was to a woman and my daughter Kelly. You were sleeping on the game.
Yeah. I told her a player need to get his readers before he start texting.
You got to have readers now. Do you ever see yourself getting married?
Hopefully. I'm like Jesse Jackson. I'm going to keep hope alive. I don't know. I hopefully maybe one day, yeah.
Because you have never been married.
I never found nobody that was worthy of me.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can't make this stuff up.
Yes. I'm just not going to. My mom told us boys. She had 3 boys, and I'm the youngest, like Boo said. And she said...
You just called my nickname. Stop it.
Go ahead. See, we get too comfortable. And unfortunately, Mama passed, but she told us boys one thing. She said, never bring your street woman or your trophy woman around me. Only bring the woman that you're going to marry to my house. And you know, I never take anybody around my mom. Mom, no, you never met my mother. You know, other than the 2 ladies that I have the children by.
Right.
You know, nobody went to meet mom. Because if you met mom, then that means it would be a marriage somewhere down the road. Because mom didn't play that.
So if you don't get married, you'll just live your life out as a bachelor.
Oh yeah.
And you're comfortable with that?
Yes. I don't come to realize that. At 62 years old, I'm pretty much set in my ways. I'm pretty much now. There's room for improvement. There's room for change.
Okay.
If that comes about, but I had a good life.
Okay.
So there's nothing. I told God years ago. I said, "There's the three things, God, I want out of life. I want a new home. I want to get married, and I want to live for God."
Okay.
I got my home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably never get married. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Because you do have a relationship with.
Oh yeah. I've been following you guys since for what 10, 15 years now.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Pay your tithes.
Pay my tithe. I sit here every Sunday faithfully, watch on the big screen TV.
So you were doing virtual church before we ever did it because of the pandemic. You didn't start doing.
No.
By living in Dallas, I was what just always.
Oh yeah, I was down watching you guys. I was in the convention center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been a New Life media member for years.
And it speaks to once you have that foundation, because of all the stuff that you've done, what you still have is a spiritual foundation.
Oh, yes.
Our mother gave us that.
Yeah, she did. She instilled in us. And I say, as much as I've done in my life, there's a lot that I wouldn't do because of my spiritual upbringing.
Gotcha.
Because it just,
some lines you wouldn't
cross.
cross.
Just some lines I wouldn't cross. No. And it was because the way we was brought up as Christians. The mama drew that into our head. Like, I'm 63 years old now. I can still recite the books of the Bible.
Wow.
I sometimes I just sit there and just read them.
Right.
And I still think about Mama taking us to church. I was so happy to turn 18. I said, well, I don't want to go to church no more. I'm 18 because she churched us. BTU,
Sunday school.
Yeah, I write about that stuff. But all that stuff. I thank her for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it made me the person that I am. And like I say, we all know our path.
Yeah.
I went down a different path, but I never strayed away from my spiritual path.
Because you got some books that you've written about spirituality.
Yes.
Church. You wrote a book recently on tithing.
Yes, I did.
Tell me why. How did that happen? That was a surprise. Let me see. Go on and tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, God blessed you. Did you bless His church? God blessed you. Did you bless His church? What made you write that book?
Well, I'm kind of looking for a church home in Dallas. Even though New Life will always be my church home,
mm-hmm.
I'm kind of looking for a church home in Dallas. So I go visit a lot of churches.
Mm-hmm.
And when I walk in, like I said in the book, the first thing I do, when I come to a church, pull up on the parking lot and look at all the pretty cars, all the nice, expensive cars like that. Then I go in, I take a seat on the back row, so I can kind of see what's going on and everything. And then I hear the service. Then I watch the tithes and the offerings that they get ready to be taken up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the back row. It's probably maybe 150 people in front of me. By the time the collection plate get to me, why is it you got maybe $20, $31 bills off in there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, well, you got over $500,000 for cars on the parking lot. You got a church that's packed over 150, 200 people, but you only have $20, $30 in the collection plate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, this is not making sense to me. This is not making sense to me.
Wow.
Because even coming up, Mom taught us how to pay tithes.
Yeah.
She told me, you don't have to go, but your money must go. That you will send God His money.
Mm-hmm.
And I talks about that in that book, how...
Because she would come back and get your money.
She would come back,
even while she was grown, she'd come back
and get your money. Yeah, I would leave the gambling shack on Sunday morning. I've been out all night long. Before I go home, I would stop at Mom's house and give my offering and give my tithes.
From gambling all
night. I kept at least $50 in my glove compartment in my car. So if I lost everything that $50. Because I know I had to pay my offering and my tithes. So I would stop home every Sunday morning and give my mom her tithes. And then, we had to contribute to everything.
Absolutely.
That was going.
You had to financially support the church.
Sure did.
Chicken sales, raffle tickets. You had to.
Yeah, you had to. Yeah. I bought so many church dinners and never ate now. No,
Yeah, she believed in that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
And I know that the Lord blessed her financially because she just believed in giving in church. She did, and the Lord blessed her. You know, she was an 83-year-old woman making over 6 figures.
Yeah, yeah.
And you say, well, why is an 83-year-old woman working? Because she wanted to. She was like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah,
Let me make this money.
It ain't like she had to, you know.
Right.
She wasn't, you know, but she always instilled enough, though. God bless you. Why don't you bless His church? That's the title of that book, and He have truly blessed me. And
in spite of all the things that have happened.
Yeah. I'm living my best life now.
Wow.
I'm living my best life now. With all the money I made, with all the things I did, I'm living off Social Security now and living my best life now.
Wow. Because what life has meaning for you.
Life,
you know what the value.
I value life now.
Okay.
I value life now. Uh-huh.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, you know, as I said at the beginning of the show, you know, we all come from somewhere. And what Conversations with Linda does is allow me to share with the world what I consider interesting conversations. All of these conversations that I have are not about people in church. They're not about, they're not necessarily about spirituality and stuff. It's just interesting conversations, but they all tend to have a thread, I believe, common in there, is that we're all growing, evolving, and as we get older, we really do begin to understand the significance of life and the grace of God.
Yes,
that's one of the things I constantly see in the conversations that I have, the grace of God, because it's the grace of God that your life was spared and nothing. Because I'm sure you ran into some problems out there in the streets.
Oh man, let me tell you. You know, I wrote a book, and one of my books is called My Darkest Hours, and I spoke about the things I went through, you know, because there was a time in my life where I had an on-the-job accident. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I lost everything. I lost my credit score. I had a perfect credit score. I had 5 credit cards. I lost everything. One on-the-job accident took all that away from me. I almost had to file bankruptcy to keep my home.
Yeah.
You know, that was 4 or 5 years of my life that, you know, I thought God just turned his back on me.
Wow.
But thanks to Pastor Linda, my little sister, she called me one day. I'll never forget it. It's in my book. I'll never forget it. I was just sitting there, just thinking, you know, having my pity party. And she called and she said, what you doing? I said, I'm just sitting here watching TV. How's your shoulder?
Because you really hurt your shoulder.
Yeah, And I said, it's all right. She said, well, Randy, don't worry about those bills and your situation that you're going through. It's going to be all right. And I'm saying, how does she know about all that? Because, you know, when you're going through bankruptcy, that stuff you want to keep private. You don't. I didn't share that with anybody. But she knew this. Some way, somehow. And she said, Randy, God, it's in my book, she told me, she said, God has not turned his back on you. You have to go to him. And with that said, you know, those words pretty much saved my life because
you were kind of feeling suicidal.
Oh, yeah, yes, man, you know. And I tell people today, I understand, I don't condone it, but I can understand how a guy that had lost his job or lost his house or lost everything he had would get a gun and go out and shoot a place. I understand that now. Like I say, I wouldn't condone it. I don't condone it. But I can understand when you at your lowest point. Yeah, you get that desperate, you know. And plus, here I am. I've worked all my life. We have always been taught to work. Yeah. And then when I go to Social Security to apply for Social Security, they tell me I don't qualify. I have to go and get a lawyer and hire a lawyer to fight for something that y'all told me that I was eligible for.
Yeah.
So, you know, all that tends to mess with your head.
Absolutely.
You know, so you have to have a strong Christian background, upbringing, to be able to deal with all the stuff that we had to deal with. That I had to deal with.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for where I come from. I'm not ashamed. I think I get shy about, because we lived a life where nobody knew. Just think about when we were even going through all the stuff with Daddy. Nobody in our church knew that. They didn't know that. No. And so I think now it's like, okay, do I tell the world how all of this stuff, you know? And so I'm getting the courage to say, yeah, this was life. This was life. But it informed me. I believe it made me the well-rounded person that I am. That I don't think that there's a perfect family. You know what I mean? I don't think that people are the worst people in the world because they get caught up in lifestyles. Because even though you were caught up in that lifestyle, you were still a good person.
Oh yeah.
Still, you know, you weren't a criminal. You weren't. I mean, well, I don't know if they consider.
Well, we got to wait to.
Well, I don't know about that.
See if the statute of limitations. That'd be something for the next show.
But I mean, I still knew you as a good person, all of that, and so it informs me, and I understand that for the grace of God, any of us could find ourselves going down any path.
Any path, yeah.
Any path. So it's good. And I love coming home, seeing everybody and talking and all that. And I'm just thankful that I get a chance to now share these stories with the world.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you know, I can't, these books and what's in them, it just is what it is.
We will put the disclaimer up shortly. New Life. London Bishop Whipper has nothing to do with this. This is my disclaimer to you. That has nothing to do with this here. She asked me to come on a show, but the views expressed
in these books
do
not reflect. They don't reflect our
Bishop
opinion,
Williams
our
and
views.
Pastor Will are New Life. So,
we still preaching holiness. Yeah. But no, we're thankful though, and we so enjoy. You know, this has been enjoyable. I'm still learning things about you.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, and just seeing you continue to evolve and grow, and even find Randy peace
and
find peace with life. And I think that's what's most important, to reconcile the good, bad, and the ugly, to reconcile trauma of painful situations and find peace. And that's what it's all about. Today's Ask Linda question is, I am a 55-year-old single mom of 3 boys, ages 7, 10, and 16. I have been divorced from their father for the last 5 years. I have recently met a man and fallen in love with him. We are ready to take the relationship to the next level, but there's one issue. My 16-year-old son will not accept him. He refuses to build a relationship with my new boyfriend. How can I help my son to accept that the relationship with his dad is over and I'm ready to bring someone new into his life? Signed, a concerned and ready to love again mother. Well, concerned and ready to love again mom, it is not easy for children to accept new relationships, especially this 16-year-old who had more time with his father than the other children. I would say spend some time talking with your son, seeing what his issues really are. Maybe it's not just about the relationship with his father being over. Maybe he has some concerns about the person that you're in a relationship with now. Maybe he's concerned about where he's going to fit in that big picture. So spending some time talking with him and allowing the two of them to find their way in relationship rather than you forcing them into a relationship. No one can come in and take his dad's place, and I think he needs to be reassured of that. But it does take time, and I think that having that conversation, and more than one conversation, let me say that, will at least let him know that you are concerned about his feelings and not just about your own, and you're willing to listen. I hope that helps you and gets you on the road to this new love life.
If you have a question for Linda, submit it online at lindawillisempowers.org. She's a wife, she's a mother and grandmother, she's a pastor and life strategist. Submit your question today at lindawillisempowers.org.
So, all right, you got a chance to meet my baby brother, Randy.
Can I give him a shout out real quick?
Absolutely.
Hey guys, go to my website, booksbyrandy.net. You can purchase them. You can read a little bit about every book. So, and I'm going to do this here. The first 10 people who contact Pastor Willis, I will give you a free book.
No, not me.
Go, just kidding. Go to the
And
website.
you got now you know you got some nasty books in here now.
Yeah.
They're your truth, but
Yeah.
now come on, you can't make them contact me.
No,
You can't make them contact
no
me.
contact. Just email me.
Okay.
All information is on the website. Just email me.
I am not your secretary anymore. I am not your answering machine anymore. No, sirree. But thank you all so much for just hanging out with me with Conversations with Linda in Dallas, Texas. I'm sure you've had some laughs, and I hope that this has been, as we say, we call it edutainment, educational and entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Edutainment. All right, you all. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.